Hey everybody.
Hey everybody, we're back. And we are back here with Judge Mc...
Yeah, so the idea is that we're gonna try to get through the rest of this case in one recording session, which we hope is 3 episodes. Which, if that isn't the case, oh boy,
I'm gonna be sad.
Yeah, because I just told IJ what happens in the 5th case, and now she's gonna have to sit to the 4th one.
And that's gonna probably make me even more desperate to try and clock through the 4th case as quickly as possible, because I need more Edgeworth in my life.
I don't think there'd even be enough time for that. But
You
that's
think
just me.
so? You think so? But there's always time for Miles Edgeworth in our lives.
Whoops, that's the
Malfunction.
resynchronization button.
Don't hit that button. We don't need that.
Very well, you may begin the cross-examination. Okay?
Oh yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
The T-bone steak of lies.
Yeah, Oh, I forgot. Supposed to give it to you. What time exactly did you take this break again? I'd say it was from around 2:30 or 2:45.
At the exact time of murder.
I'd say I was eating around the time of the murder, so I
probably
can't.
right next to it. Because I'm not gonna get over the bent gate pole, because instantly
don't worry,
when
we'll
I
get to
heard
that
of
eventually.
this case, why? Like, the instant I saw that, I would have been taking photos all over the place.
Because it's around the same size as the spear, yes. Man, it's
No,
almost
it's
like
exactly
if they were
the same
if they were
shape.
if
'Cause
they
it's
were
not about
competent police
size.
officers in this universe, trials would be done by the first day.
Yeah. But, because here's the thing. Even if it's not the exact same size, it's the exact same type of weapon.
Yeah.
A spear and that gate pole are exactly the same. In fact, the little curved, I don't know, they have an exact
I was gonna say
name for them.
phalange, but I don't even think that's
I
correct.
don't think that's correct, and I don't want to break out my phone and spend 5 minutes of dead air
Here,
looking
let
for
me
it.
let me Google
But-
the etymology of a spear.
No, like, the gate's got, like, doesn't have, like, the little 2 curves to it, which should have a particular name for it. That's
Oh wait, that's the origin of the name. What the? It's like the etymology of something is how the name actually came about.
But, and even if it's not the same size, that butting up against it would actually rip at the skin if it's enough force to spear someone onto it. You would definitely see,
That's actually a pretty cool memorial. Okay, I gotta stop looking stuff up.
yeah, but, you would definitely see evidence that there was something on the lip of it. As opposed to a single column from the shaft of the spear, which is the actual technical term of the pole that the spear is on, but
Yeah,
I digress.
that's the time of death.
Wow, it's
How
almost like we
convenient.
have brain cells or something.
So he could have gone to Studio 1,
No,
killed
no.
Hammer, and come back.
Hammer could have gone to Studio 2, been killed, and his body was dragged back to Studio 1.
Yeah.
Which is the far more likely option because there's no blood on the ground. There's no sign of a struggle,
And
which that would undoubtedly have caused.
yeah, I guess it's possible time-wise.
Yeah, Edgeworth
He
is
knows where
looking-
we're going with this. It's only 15 minutes.
You only
13
need
minutes, 12.
You only need 6 or less. In fact, killing someone does not take that long.
This-
It's cleaning up the body that takes the amount of time of, depending on if you're trying to be stealthy or you're just trying to drag the body back to Studio 1. If it was him, you could probably do it in 15.
Oh, we're supposed to press that one.
Oh. My brain's already going ahead to case 5.
So what were you doing for those 15 minutes? Eating my T-bone steak? What else?
Accidentally
There
kill.
were 2 plates on the table, right? Oh, right. The other one was Diva's. Sorry, D. Vasquez's plate.
Well, she is a diva.
I just completely dropped the accent for some reason.
Well, she is a diva, so he's not wrong.
Well, it'd be Diva. To eat a T-bone steak in 15 minutes is quite a feat.
No, it's not. That means that he took forever doing that. That means that he probably ate the other plate. You know, someone like me would
then again,
probably
we're talking about Miles
15
Edgeworth,
minutes.
who probably takes an hour to actually eat anything because he likes French cuisine, in which he takes like a single bite and then has to have an hour-long conversation.
I've eaten a single escargot. I'm stuffed. And meanwhile, Phoenix is on the other side of the table pounding down his fit hamburger.
Well, it might actually be a little bit slow because he has to get those small little things with his chopsticks.
This is true.
Not enough time for someone to say commit murder. Why is that? Haven't we have enough of this pointless line of questioning?
It's not, because there's inconsistency and perjury. Everyone perjures at the stand. Let me keep questioning him, Miles.
It's not perjury if they eventually confess to it.
No, it still is!
No.
I'm pretty sure it's
I'm
still
pretty sure that if you admit to perjury, you don't, as long as you don't admit to perjury, you haven't committed it.
Oh.
The testimony to this point has made one certain fact painfully clear. The people in the trailer have nothing to do with this murder.
Oh, yes, they did, because there's a bent pole, and you know about the pole, but you don't care about it. Because it's clear that he went to the investigation scene, right?
Well, he would have to have.
Because all lawyers are actually detectives with different badges in this world, so he saw the bent pole. There's no way he missed it, unless he didn't go to Studio 2, which he would have had to after the second day. So by this point, he's seen the pole. Because Miles Edgeworth is not actually dumb as brick.
He's the only one with a few brain cells in, like, the entire court.
He's holding the only brain cell all of them have.
Yeah.
Until Godot shows up, and then he holds the second one.
Yeah, but he's using it for evil. Ooh.
He's using it to put on a Spanish accent. That's what he's using as.
It's impossible for any of them to have gone to Studio 1. What? Something wrong, Phoenix, right? Surely you aren't suggesting one of the people in the trailer went to Studio 1. Well, Mr. Wright? Do you claim someone from the trailer went to Studio 1? You know, third one. I have a feeling what we have to do is actually try to push the investigation to say that he is actually murdered over there at this point.
Because I do firmly believe that the death took place in Trailer 2. The evidence supports it.
Yeah.
And the body was then moved to Studio 1. Because I do not think it is possible in that time frame for someone to go over to Studio 1, kill Hammer without Powers knowing or being there, or nobody else being there, like the assistant being there, without the security guard being there. I think Hammer went to Studio 2 to talk about something. Either he talked about a pay raise, he talked about leaving the project, he talked about something else, and in the course of that, either be it accident or what have you, he was killed at Studio 2.
Okay, let's say that it's impossible.
Impossible.
Yeah, it's not possible. I don't want to write off so many possible suspects,
And we can always
but I
go...
can't keep claiming the impossible either. I agree that it was impossible for anyone in the trailer to go to the studio at that time. Thought you might be thoughtlessly treading on thin ice again. I see you had at least an inkling of the truth.
So did we make the right...
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? It's quite simple. True, the break in the trailer meeting came right at the time of death. However, the path from there to the scene of the crime was blocked. The fallen Mrs. Monkey's head... Wait, Mrs. Monkey?
Isn't it Mr. Monkey?
Whatever. It barred the way! Around 2:15, a strong gust of wind knocked off the studio mascot's head.
But it's very possible for someone to have already made their way over. Or for the
Oh my gosh.
What?
Oh my gosh. I wonder if they're gonna bring up the fact that the sticks that are lying over conveniently look like some sort of weird platforming segment.
Are they a bridge?
I would really hate it if they actually tried to say, like...
Are they large enough to drag a body across the way, though, is my question.
Stacey, look at that trash
They're
can that's over there.
Placed. Look at that.
Yeah, look at them perfectly place them like we're supposed to actually figure out that it's somehow like a platforming segment.
Have those planks always been there?
Yes,
They've
probably.
always been there?
Mm-hmm.
I feel so...
Ergo, when the people in the trailer took a break at 2:30, the way to the studio was blocked. Blocked by Mrs. Monkey's severed head. It's actually Mr. Monkey, but everyone has a point. And somehow I feel no desire to correct him. Believe we've seen enough evidence. I would like to relieve Mr. Manoa from the stand. Wait, what? It's over? Well, yeah, there's no way that he can actually be it since he, Dee, and the other people at this point in the case have an alibi.
Mm-hmm.
We have found that there are several people in Studio 2 on the day of the murder. However, it is also clear that none of these people could have gone to Studio 1.
At this time. However, they could still make their way over there. The fallen monkey does not exclude their ability to drag a body from Studio 2 to Studio 1, and I'm not going to give up on this.
They brought in a
crane
to move it, and the body wasn't discovered until after the crane had moved them, I believe. Was blocked until 2:40. Does it actually say when the body was found?
5 o'clock, wasn't it?
Weird. We don't actually have a time of...
I thought it was 5.
Time of finding. Yeah. Well, the
yeah,
meeting
because
was
it
at
has
5.
to be 5. Because that's when they were able to get the head moved.
Again, we are going by the assumption that... Oh, I get it. The things that we were looking at are actually the top of the sign. See that?
Those are absolutely large enough.
No, like they would be like as thin as like an actual
yeah,
like.
But they just suspiciously look like a bridge.
I know it looked like a bridge. So what I'm gonna say right now, going forward, like what are we actually looking at for our evidence?
It couldn't
like,
have been
you
that.
are asserting he was killed in Studio 2.
Yes.
The body was found after the monkey was moved.
That's
we
still
have
an hour
a
to
thing of
drag
sleeping pills that no one has brought up yet, but we are going to assume that
they were used
they were used on Powers to make it so that he wouldn't notice. And whoever was in the suit at the time killed Hammer, who was in the magistrate outfit, so we can't assert... So right now we can't assert that... For some reason, I want to believe that Hammer was actually the guy in this suit. For some reason.
Why, though?
But from what we actually, like, learned from the photo...
That's impossible.
Yeah.
Because it can't be in 2 places at once.
Okay, let's just continue.
It's just very...
Furthermore, in regards to the photo of the Steel Samurai, given the size of the costume, no no one other than Mr. Powers could have worn it that day. All that is lacking is decisive evidence that he is the one who did it.
Because we had no motive.
If we had, I'm afraid I would have to find Mr. Powers guilty. Your Honor, the prosecution is pleased to announce that we have indeed the decisive evidence. A witness. I think I know who they're bringing up. Who is this witness, Mr. Edgeworth? The witness saw the very moment the Steel Samurai skewered the victim.
He's a 10-year-old kid, though. And kids have been known to give false witnesses based on faulty logic and processing power. And often being goaded and bribed into giving testimony, which is actually super unfortunate on both sides. And there have been kids that have given really good testimonies. I'm just saying that 10-year-old kids usually don't know all the things going into play.
I see. Court will take a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear your witness. Court is adjourned for recess. What do we do now, Mia? Everyone in that trailer has an alibi.
I'm sorry, Phoenix. I guess I was wrong.
Mia? Don't tell me you're giving up. If you give up, what hope do I have?
Don't get me wrong. I've never given up on a trial before, not while there was a chance. Only one thing became clear in your cross-examination. The people in the trailer could not have gone to Studio 1. I thought there was more to it than that. But I was wrong. That's all there is.
Yeah, we seem to be on the same point of logic that Mia is, but we just haven't reached it yet.
We haven't proved it.
Yeah, we haven't reached it in the case
that
yet.
This guy never left.
Yeah, our next course of action when it comes to actually proving Will was innocent is probably present the sleeping pills that we found in his room. To show that he was actually like fully knocked out. He couldn't have been like pretending to sleep.
Which also explains.
What's gonna happen to me?
Well, we're gonna prove that you didn't do it, because there's no way a cowardly lion like you speared a guy to death.
It kind of seems like
he would have called the cops on himself instantly. Look at this man here.
Kind of seems like everyone in the courtroom thinks I did it. They think I'm a murderer.
Don't worry, Master Powers. If you're innocent, we will prove it. I guarantee it. Leave it to us. And be yourself. Be strong. You are the Steel Samurai. Hero to children everywhere, after all.
Thanks.
Okay, Phoenix. This one's for the kids. Let's do it.
Okay. So it's fairly obvious that they're gonna try to bring the kid in.
We're gonna traumatize the heck out of
Court
this
is back
kid.
in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Prosecution has a concern. Our witness is a grade schooler of tender years, and this is a murder case. We worry that the offense might cause unnecessary trauma, but there's cruel questioning. I see that Edgeworth is taking the moral high ground. However, we have no choice. Prosecution calls Cody Hackins to the stand.
Because he hacked his way in through the vent. Oh, that's adorable.
Your Honor, perhaps we could arrange a box for him to stand on.
He can barely see over the stand.
Oh, right. Guard, please bring him a box. One of those donut crates should do.
Is it really a donut crate? I was looking away.
Will the witness state his name and grade in school? Witness? What? Because you're all grown up doesn't mean you can push me around.
You will be dismissed. Cody, answer his question, okay?
Hey, it's you, nice lady. I'm Cody Hackins. I'm 2nd grade. I get the feeling this is going to be a long day of trial.
Not the longest day of trial.
Yeah,
though.
that's reserved for the 2nd game.
After all, which there's no fireplace.
There are 2 breaks. Here. There are 2 breaks in a single day of trial because they have to get an entire 3 days of trial into a single day because they physically can't leave the courtroom. It will be annoying, and you will see why. It also involves will powers.
Again? This guy can't catch a break.
Mr. Edgeworth, please remember that you are speaking to a child. Try to be gentle. Witness, Cody. Having trouble with his gentle thing? You were present, you were at Global Studios on the day of the incident. You got a problem with that?
Don't take your sword out. Who let that kid walk in with a sword into a courtroom?
It's okay, it's made of foam. He can't even hurt a fly with it.
He can't even pull it out.
Although we will allow him to hit Phoenix with it.
Really?
Why?
Because Miles Edgeworth hath deemed it funny.
Please tell us what you saw that day.
Joy and his kicks off of seeing Phoenix hurt.
What, Pops? You want me to tell you, you and Gramps with the beard over there? Just Mr. Edgeworth is fine. Bearded gentleman. A very long day.
Meanwhile, Mia and Maya are snickering in the background.
Incidentally, photographic equipment is strictly forbidden in this classroom. My apologies, Your Honor. He said he couldn't testify if he couldn't bring it along. We didn't want to change his sprite model.
Well, at least they mentioned it.
I would like special permission if that's possible. Wait, so you're saying that you had bargaining terms with a kid and you lost? Hey, I just got this new camera. Don't really know how to use it that good yet. But I bring it with me wherever I go.
You don't know how to use it. He's got...
Phoenix. Oh, sorry, that was yours.
I wonder if he had that camera on the day of the murder and had a book full of evidence that we could use.
Okay, I will commit it to memory. Hey, don't take my camera. What? I have to hold on to us for the next day of investigation.
I have to putter with this giant spear and these
the entire
papers,
monkey head.
This monkey head, a step ladder.
I can't remember which case actually we have to use the ladder for. It's weird.
He just pulls it out of his pocket, just throws it onto the floor. Look at this.
Okay. I wanted to steal the Steel Samurai rehearse, like just once. Found a map on the internet and went to the studios that day. Went to the woods off the path, so the old lady couldn't catch me.
So this is proof that someone could go through the woods.
Yes.
Through his testimony. Glad somebody finally brought up the fact that, you could go through the not-so-dense trees.
Yeah. I was going to the studio. Kind of got lost on the way through for about 30 minutes. When I came out of the studio, there was the Steel Samurai. I was totally rocked. Right before my eyes, out came the bad guy. Of course, the Steel Samurai took him down. Pow! If I had a camera with me, I would have been able... That would have been the time for a shot, I tell you. Anyway, I couldn't get into the studio, so I went home. Oh. I think I know what we have to present on that one.
What?
He's taking a picture of all of his victories.
Mm-hmm.
Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. But be gentle, remember you're talking to a child.
So can we only...
I would save now, just in case. This could cover the most adults we see in here.
Okay. One?
On the same one we did before. Okay, so we're gonna keep pressing him, but I think we might be reprimanded for this. You really like the Steel Samurai, huh? Of course I do. Taped every show. And I go to all the live performances. Well, that's impressive. Have you been to the amusement park? Of course, duh. My dad always takes me. Poor dad. Found a map on the internet.
Is there anything?
Nothing to present right now, so we gotta just press it.
Because I don't want to be reprimanded for continually pressing him when we could be pressing more important information.
Well,
was that the day?
Yeah, was that the day? Of course, I've been there a couple of times. I just never managed to get there on a rehearsal day. And that security lady's always yelling. Right. Please continue. Chill, Pops. I'm getting to it. How am I supposed to talk with you cutting me off all the time? Jeez.
I like that he is getting reprimanded for this instead of us, which I count as a victory.
Miles Edgeworth has two weaknesses: young kids and old ladies.
Because he can't deal with either, because as it turns out, he's not good with hurting cats.
I went through the woods. Off the path? Yeah, you know how the studios are in a valley? If you go off the path a little, there's woods. That's where I was. See? Basically, we're behind the monkey's head.
So what he's saying is the murder didn't take place in Studio 1. I just caught that.
Yeah, it was on the path.
Meaning that we're right, he wasn't killed in Studio 1, shortening down the window of time in which the murder could have taken place.
I think he might actually confess that he was over near Studio 2 and that he was in the woods behind it.
Because right now we don't know if it's closer to Studio 1, we don't know we just know it wasn't in front of the camera view, which coincidentally doesn't show either of the paths to the studios.
Yeah, so we'll press this again. Did nothing unusual happen on your way to the studio? Unusual? Well, did you see the monkey by any chance? Oh, you mean Mr. Monkey? Yeah, I saw him, but his head wasn't busted. So you went straight to the studio. Kinda got lost in the way for about 30 minutes. So he slipped in right before, so he probably started to get lost around 2, witnessed the murder at 2:30, and that's how he didn't see the monkey's head being destroyed. So he was already over by Studio 2.
Yeah.
Like going from the logic that we've already put together. Got lost? Yeah, I couldn't figure out which way I was walking. Man, I was relieved when I saw the blue studio doors. We don't have an image of the area, but yeah, doors are blue.
They're blue?
Yeah.
Okay.
But guess what happened next? When I came up to the studio, there was the Steel Samurai.
Do we press this?
Oh yeah.
Because I'm just concerned.
I don't think this is the one where we get reprimanded on, but I do know that there is a case in which, if we press the wrong statements, we do get reprimanded for stalling time. Yeah, he was standing by the studio gate.
So it wasn't inside the studio. Nice to know that he was standing on the other side of the gate. Meaning that you don't need a key card to have killed Hammer.
It looked like he was thinking about something before going in. Then he opened up the gate and went inside.
Okay, so he did go inside.
I see. What then? From my eyes, out came the bad guy. What sort of bad guy was it? A guy. Person. Kind of tall. Skinny. Are you sure it was a guy? I don't know. He was kind of far away. Huh, he's being awfully vague.
Her look of
unimpressed. The Steel Samurai took him down.
Pow. Oh.
What happened to the bad guy? Huh? Well, he kind of didn't move. Not a bit. Like he was, you know, dead. I guess he's a real pro. What a great actor.
We're gonna leave it at that.
Yes.
We're gonna leave it at that, kid.
I suppose he was.
He was a good actor. Good job, kid.
If I had my camera with me, it wouldn't have been the time for a shot.
And I wish we could go through
If
the
you
book.
had your camera, go to the court record for a second. Look at the camera. Though he's still learning how to use it, yeah. We're gonna have to present one of those two.
Because you absolutely had it. But I don't want to present this because then I wish we could see inside of it. I desperately wish we could see inside of this book. I desperately wish we could physically turn evidence around.
Yeah, that's not for it now. We have to wait until we actually get to the games that were made on the DS for that to happen.
Because we're working with not enough information here. Phoenix and Mia have much more information than we do because they have physically had time to flip through this book.
Maybe. You mean you weren't carrying the camera then? No, I wasn't. It's not like I have it all the time. Really. Just seeing the killing freaked him out and he went home.
Phoenix, remember he's a child. Use gentle words, but be firm.
Easy for you to say.
She's dead.
Oh, we look back around. Okay, it doesn't actually
We need to save here. I am very hesitant to want to press anything here. Because we have a book that I have not seen the contents of.
So do you want to present the book and see what happens?
I don't know what to do here is the thing, because I don't want to.
Unfortunately, we're about 3 steps ahead and they want us to retract backwards a bit from where they expected us to be. So let's use the camera first.
And we've saved, right?
Yeah.
We'll just go back because I don't want to.
Oh, it was the camera. Okay. Because I knew that there was a reason why they actually gave us that evidence first. Cody, what you said just seems a little strange. Didn't you say before that you always bring your digital camera around? You were quite clear about that. Huh? Cody, you shouldn't lie here. You understand that, right? Mr. Wright, a word with you. Oh no, he's putting the pressure on a bit too much. What is this digital camera contraption you're talking about?
The one he's got in his hand.
I only know things like Polaroids. Do you have a Polaroid? And then the kid goes, is that like a medicine?
Do you have one of those tablets in which you chisel drawings on?
Do you have a piece of limestone? Limestone? A digital camera, Your Honor.
He's holding it.
New sort of camera.
Some of them are even disposable to where you can take pictures and then throw them away. As if you are trying to save evidence for yourself, but yet dispose of the camera so it can't be traced back to you.
Oh, you're referring to a Kodak. Yeah, I've used a Kodak before.
And he pulls out a massive World War I era camera with the accordion lenses. Like, boom.
I've got my thingamajig here. I see. Anyway, Cody, I can't believe you wouldn't bring your camera on a trip to the studios. You did bring it, did you? Mr. Wright, how cruel you are to terrorize a poor child so. I don't care if he's a child or a prosecuting attorney. No one should lie in court. What do you mean by a prosecuting... Well, Cody. What? Yeah, so I had my camera, so what? You got a problem with that?
No, we don't, because it's additional evidence from a different angle.
Yeah.
I would like that camera evidence, Cody. I'd like to tell you to tell me what I can use in this journal I have that nobody else yet knows I've got.
Yeah. Because we have to find a
He's
reason
standing on
to
a box.
bring... Yeah. So, did you have a camera? And did you use this camera? Why would I use it?
Because you wanted to take pictures of the Steel Samurai, because you're a 10-year-old kid who just met his hero for the first time, but you don't have the mental capacity to distinguish actor from role. You took a picture of him the instant he showed up. Because it's proven that children from the age of 13 and under can't even distinguish the program they're watching on TV from the ad. It's why there's laws in place to protect children.
Yeah. I was too busy watching.
That's another lie.
Farewell. Please testify to the court what you were busy watching. Okay. How about we start this testimony on the next episode?
Okay.
Okay. See you guys then.
See you. Bye.